What we do here is go back.
Hello, my name is Lilmane, and in this video we'll be talking about content cops. But before I get completely ahead of myself, let me tell you what a content cop is. Content Cop was a series created by Ian Carter, better known online as iDubbbz TV. The series involves critiquing a specific YouTuber's content as well as their behavior online. There's no schedule to the Content Cop series, but with every new episode, it sparked controversy towards the individual Ian targeted. I know some of you watching this video probably don't know who Ian or iDubbbz is in general. So to give you that, I'll give you a brief summary of who he is. Ian Carter, better known as iDubbbz, is an American YouTuber who is known for his content cops, which is what we're discussing today. Also his bad unboxing and Kickstarter crap videos, as well as those featuring fellow YouTubers Filthy Frank, Maximofo, How to Basic, and Anything for Views. His first video was uploaded on August 30th, 2012, which was a video of him playing the holidays levels of the game Overgrowth. What I'm going to be doing now, as all good stories do, starting at the beginning with the first content cop. This first content cop was released in December 2015 and targeted reaction YouTuber Jinx Reload. Though not considered to be the best content cop or the most infamous, it was just a start to get the ball rolling. You might be saying to yourself, iDubbbz content cops were just another series, right? Or why are you making a whole video on iDubbbz content cops? And if you're wondering any of those things, I'm gonna tell you right now what iDubbbz did so well. iDubbbz content cops were always professional and entertaining. So as iDubbbz-esque as I can, I'm going to be laying out what iDubbbz did so well, what made the Content Cop series absolute genius, and what made it go down in YouTube history. Ian, though most people would make unorganized rants just to get their point across, by simply saying I don't like this person because of this, Ian seemed to always make a crystal clear line between ranting and making organized points. I feel personally that the Content Cop series wouldn't have blown up if it was just unorganized, low-edited rants. I feel that iDubbbz took a mature approach to making these videos instead of taking the amateur easy way out. Another thing that was clear that Ian took a lot of time doing was compiling evidence. Stop compiling evidence. Okay, laugh now.
I said laugh.
Now, I know of course it took a lot of time and hard work for iDubbbz to compile evidence. Still, iDubbbz was smart enough to make it easy on himself, making all his videos and his points based on facts. What I mean by this is that he'd point out something that was proven in his victims' behavior online and in their content. Like Ricegum couldn't defend himself and say that he had never flexed in his life before. Leafy couldn't say he wasn't insecure about his chin. iDubbbz, even though great at showing constructive criticism based on facts, wasn't just this robot catalog hitting you hard with facts. He wasn't a robot, and he knew how to flip a switch very quickly. In a span of just minutes, he'd be chilling, calmly pointing out evidence, and a few moments later completely flaming his victim. It made it really entertaining to watch, because personally I enjoy all types of content, but in the end I didn't just come to YouTube to get lectured. I call the method that he used good cop, bad cop. Someone come on, I'm clever, laugh, smile, something. iDubbbz rarely came off as a hypocrite during the Content Cop series. Point in case when he said that he was okay with bullying during the Leafy Content Cop, iDubbbz never really seemed above criticism. He keeps most of his arguments seamless and his criticism away from roads he knows oh so well. Sometimes iDubbbz did what I like to call the Eminem approach. What I mean by this is in 8 Mile and in the beef with MGK, Eminem would point out the obvious criticism toward himself, which would downplay or neutralize his opponent's attack or dig at him. iDubbbz would sort of do the same thing in a way as baiting practice. Some of iDubbbz victims did of course get hate, dislike bombed, or slandered in their comments in the recent aftermath of content cops made on them. iDubbbz didn't completely kill all careers. YouTubers such as Keemstar, Ricegum, and Tana Mongeau still make content. So does Leafy. Though them not completely upping and leaving from the platform doesn't downplay the criticism they got from iDubbbz. Victims moved on in content. Some people, Tana Mongeau, Ricegum, haven't found out what growing up is. Ultimately, you can't win against a content cop. Let Kwite explain.
Now, don't get me wrong, even if someone were to make a fantastic response to a content cop that neutralizes every single point Ian makes, they will still more than likely get hate. Tana Mongeau's response was literally her apologizing for being a flaming hypocrite, and she still got lambasted for it. But if your response is actually bad, you risk making your situation even worse, by possibly stunting your growth further or just giving iDubbbz more material to put you on blast for in a content deputy. Any material iDubbbz has and uses will make waves. If you get a content cop made on you, you become the next punching bag of the community.
That's why you genuinely can't win. happen. So, as I come to my conclusion, I'm going to give you tips to make a good content cop. Bear with me, these are literally just bare bone tips. So, number 1, do your research. Criticizing someone with just flat out opinions isn't gonna work. Number 2, don't point out the obvious. Now, in this example, it's clear that Ricegum flexes, but you're gonna need a stronger point than that to carry on in the video. Number 3, find someone easy to criticize. Super perfect to be targeted in a modern day content cop would have to be J-Station. Now, of course, you can criticize him for having fake videos, but as I said, you have to do more research into that. You can't just point out the obvious and that be your only point. But with all that being said, if it's someone that's easy to criticize, there's gonna be some underlying things to criticize about them or their content. Number 4, go deeper into your point. If you've done your research, don't point out the obvious. If you make the point that somebody is a bad person, you have to have some evidence to back it up. Not just simply say he's a bad person because he said the N-word, or just simply said something offensive a while ago. Finally, number 5, don't be hypocritical. As I stated earlier, iDubbbz was smart, for the most part, staying away from places that he could be criticized in as well, but wouldn't easily click in his victim's brain to flame him over that. Ultimately, I think content cops will and should live in YouTube and commentary history. iDubbbz gave great criticism to people like Leafy and Keemstar, which at the time, Leafy seemed almost above criticism because his content was based off criticizing people. The reason I feel content cops were so incredible is iDubbbz played this underdog superhero here to set the record straight. With that being said, I never really watched any more content from iDubbbz. The content cops were a work of art. With all that being said, this is the outro. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor by subscribing. If you enjoyed this video, I have videos like these posted on my channel and future projects in the works just like this one. Subscribe and turn on post notifications to see what I do in the future. All that being said, have a good day, stay safe, and peace.
Don't make me get